Conspiracy, done. I hope everyone saw this game. And if you didn't see the whole game, maybe the last few minutes of this game, totally worth it. Detroit, Miami. Cade Cunningham, hello, sir, with the game winner. Pistons win again, 116-113. He finishes with 25, 12, and 11. Duran with 15 and 11. Bam had 30, but it's the game winner that's beautiful. His ninth triple-double of the season. He's averaging 25, 9, and 6 overall. And as we know, the Pistons are more than relevant right now in this league, Lou. This is just a platform to say nice things.
He's been playing tremendous. Listen, that turnaround that the Detroit Pistons have had, it's on. He's been the head of the snake of the whole thing. And don't get me wrong, they have a very talented group led by JB Bickerstaff. And we mentioned it when he went on his fiery rant. You want a coach. You want somebody at the head of your team to have your back, to give you the confidence to go out there and accomplish things and be great. And that's been nothing short of what Cade Cunningham has been able to do. I think he's put together a great case for himself to possibly make second All-NBA. I wouldn't say first. You know, obviously you got Giannis, you got Tatum, you got SGA, you got Jokic, you got all those guys doing their thing. I see him falling second All-NBA. I don't even see him falling to third. I think he's right there in that sweet spot when it comes to these guards and when it comes to these young guys. But he's been nothing short of amazing in what he's been able to do in this quick turnaround for this Detroit Pistons team.
That is fun. What do you think, Chandler? It's a hell of a turnaround.
I couldn't be happier for him. I couldn't be happier for JB Bickerstaff. I couldn't be happy for the city of Detroit, just how much this is just instilling confidence and hope and just excitement of the city. And Cade, it all starts with Cade Cunningham. This dude's unbelievable. And I agree with Lou. I think he's second team, probably at best, but at least third team All-NBA. Just the turnaround this franchise has had. And I don't want to get carried away here. I don't want to get dramatic. I know the Nuggets would be not very good if you take Jokic off that roster. If you take Jalen Brunson, we can see Knicks, they struggle a lot. You take Cade Cunningham off the Pistons, they are not even close to being 8 games above 500. They are nowhere close to the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and this team is dramatically different. He is that important to this team. He does everything. He's kind of, we always talk about the true point guard. He's kind of that big, true pass-first point guard, but then also has a crazy offensive package where he can go to the bucket. I mean, listen, 26, 6, and 9. These numbers, you can't deny them. He's unbelievable. Everything I know about the kid, he's a hard worker. He just loves basketball. He's not distracted. This kid's going to have a hell of a future, and I'm just so hyped for what they got going on over there.
The coaching thing is interesting right now. Obviously, the Cleveland Cavaliers have had a beautiful season. They're in a weird little moment right now for them. But JB Bickerstaff, if you look at what he's done in Detroit, and then you always have to take the context of what they were last season. And he's your guy, Chandler. But the numbers right now, I think it's minus 1350 for Atkinson. So, whatever, it's done. But Bickerstaff plus 900, make the case.
Give me those odds. I've said this before. 900 is insane. We knew the Cavs were going to be good this year. They were good last year when they were healthy with JB Bickerstaff as the head coach. There was certain drama. There were certain things around that personality-wise, which for some reason didn't mesh, which I still don't understand to this day because knowing JB, he's probably the most players coach I've ever been around. But we expected Cleveland to be good. Did we expect them to be this good? No, I don't think they're going to be above the Celtics. I thought the Knicks were going to kind of be neck and neck with them. They have done an unbelievable job, and you can't discredit what they've done. Nobody expected this from the Detroit Pistons. Everyone thought they were for sure not even making the play-in, looking for a top 5 pick. How do we build around Cade Cunningham? Now it's what free agents can we get this summer to make this team a contender? How do we make that next jump? And the fact that we're even having this conversation shows just the unbelievable job JB has done, his entire staff has done, the growth of Cade Cunningham. Not forget either, they had Jaden Ivey, who was probably going to win Most Improved Player of the Year this year, go down a couple months ago for the season. He's not even playing. So if I had to vote, it would be JB Bickerstaff, just because nobody in the world expected the Pistons to be this good. Nope. Everyone knew the Cavs were going to be good.
I would take those odds.
I got to listen.
What if they go on a run? 12 games left. They just go on it.
I love it. I love it. I love what they've been able to build out again. This has been a great turnaround. But that turnaround has landed them in the 6th seed. And that's where they are. So that's good. It's not great. Cleveland has been great all year, and that's because of Kenny Atkinson, And so for that, I got JB Bickerstaff being a great runner-up, and what he's been able to do is nothing short of amazing again with what Detroit has been able to put together. But that turnaround is still just a 6 seed. And,
what if Cleveland loses 7 of their next and Detroit wins?
I think it's already in the bag.
But it shouldn't be.
A lot of we're 70 games in. You know, so if it can get swayed that dramatically in 12 games, then I don't know what we're playing the whole season for. But but other than that, I think they've played great, and he's been nothing short of amazing. Again, I've said that 3 times about Detroit because of that. That's literally what it is. But I still like Kenny Atkinson as the coach of the year by far.
Those are fun odds, though, I'm not going to lie. This next one's a little juicy. So a Western Conference executive recently said that Devin Booker to the Pistons this summer is 80 to 90% likely to come to fruition. That's kind of a high percentage. So, Lou, if that happens, what does that
do? Put your name on it.
I know. Western Conference executive. It could be anybody.
That's why we don't listen to the internet.
But that's a very specific 80 to 90%.
We can't say very specific and have a source that we don't know, right? So,
okay, but it's out there. It is out there. Somebody said it.
This is my first time hearing it.
Well, that's not my fault.
So who said it? I'm
going to guess
know who said it, but
somebody with Phoenix.
But I'll entertain it. I would love to see Devin Booker with this group. They need another scoring punch. They need another veteran guy that can come in, that can be a 1-2 punch with Cade Cunningham. And again, right now you're seeing a team that's sitting on a 6 seed. They got so much young talent and a lot of different guys. Coaching staff is amazing. Culture there in Detroit is amazing. You're starting to see their Little Caesars Arena being packed out again. Yeah. You haven't seen that for a number of years. And so if you bring that star power into the city of Detroit, I think you got a good thing going if you can land Devin Booker.
We love lists and we love duos, Chandler. What would that be? Where would they rank?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a pipe dream, right? But this would be unbelievable. Everything that's going on in Phoenix, you would think that it's going to be a yard sale this summer. You think it's going to start with Kevin Durant. They're obviously going to circle back on Bradley Beal. But that no trade clause has proven to be very difficult to get off of. So what assets do they have that they'd have to give up? I'm assuming everyone is on the table besides Cade Cunningham. So, yeah, I mean, I think those 2 guards, that duo would be great. It's Devin Booker is young enough to where he can continue to still grow with Cade Cunningham and possibly becoming the best backcourt in the NBA. So I love this. I think offensively it makes sense. You continue to add these other vets like they did this summer with Beasley, with Harris, with Tim Hardaway, guys like that can help you win games right now while these young guys still develop, like Thompson, like Duren. Yeah, I think it would be a perfect fit. Now I'm with Lou. It's the first time I've heard of this. This an anonymous guy talking like this, so take it with a grain of salt. But in theory, yeah, I would love it.
What if this whole time it was just me making all of these up?
It could, by the way, it could be.
You'll never know.
It could be. You know what?
You'll never know.
I'm going to plant something soon, and I'm going to see how far it goes.
All you have to do is say an executive and then pick a conference.
There you go. I'm going to plant a fake news story, and I'm going to see how far it can go.
All right, I'm happy. Can I text you and say I think this is the fake one?
Let's collab.
Okay,
let's do it together.
Project.
We're in.
Let's talk Miami for a second. That was their 9th straight loss, the longest streak they've had in the Spoelstra era. We know that this has been tumultuous even before the trade actually went down with Jimmy Butler, but it has definitely not gotten on track, Chandler. What happened? Like, they're broken. What happened?
Well, they took their best player off their roster, and now he's not there anymore. That's going to hurt any team. You take any team's best player off, and you add some pieces that don't equal him, they're not going to win as many games, right? And this was the situation. They had to do this. So it's like when the Heat are trying to look for blame or, Pat Riley was wrong. I don't see it like that. I see like his hand was forced. He got the best non-leverage deal that he possibly had at the time. It's like, yeah, does it look bad? Like it's like the Warriors are balling and Jimmy Butler's fitting in and that he looks like he has never been happier singing the praises of that franchise. Yeah, I guess optically that looks bad. But at the end of the day, they have Tyler Hero, they have Bam, they have the city of Miami that's always going to attract free agents. And this is something that they had to do this summer or they were simply going to lose him for nothing. So, again, it doesn't look good right now. It doesn't feel good right now because they're losing. And then you look over and the Warriors are winning. It's that sucks. But at the end of the day, you have 2 building blocks in Hero and Bam that guys are going to want to play with. And we're talking about Miami right here. They're always going to be in the hunt to get free agents. They're always going to be aggressive to acquire guys at the deadline. And this is what the move that they had to do regarding these circumstances.
Jimmy won.
He really did.
Jimmy
across the board.
Yeah, Jimmy won because you look at this Heat team. They still got 2 All-Stars on that roster, but you remove Jimmy Butler and the wheels fall off. And so for that, you got to question everything that we've been told, everything that we've been made to believe about Heat culture and everything. You still need talent to win games, no matter what the culture is. And so I'm sure they'll reload and they'll do what they need to do. They'll do their due diligence in the summer. But 9 straight losses, this is a major setback. So this headline right here says, "Did Jimmy Butler trade set the Heat back?" You tell me. This is self-explanatory.
4-16. And by the way, you may not blame Pat Riley for having to do the trade. I think we all agree he had to. But you could blame him for whatever started all of that in the first place. Like he didn't want to play ball. Whatever side you land on, I think that might be where the blame is going to lie at some point.
That's the thing. I think he could have took his foot off the gas a little bit. I think he kind of put a little gasoline on the situation. And knowing Jimmy, I think he could have possibly both sides could have handled it differently. And now, right now it's like a breakup, and like it's not you, it's me, or is it like it's you know what I mean? This was a nasty breakup, and this started to become a distraction in Miami. So like he had to do this.
Yeah.
Other players are going to see this too. Other agents are going to see this and say, "Look, I'm the biggest swinging. You know what? I'm just going to use my leverage." And I am going to do what Jimmy Butler did, because look how it worked.
You know what, Chandler? But it feels like this only happens with guys that are at the tail end of their careers in Miami. Like when they're young and they still have a bunch of star power, this doesn't happen. But you've seen it with D Wade in Miami. You've seen it with Shaq in Miami. You've seen it with Jimmy Butler. What is the common denominator? All of those guys were in their late 30s at the tail end of their careers when they begin to have issues in Miami. I don't know what that's about.
Well, also because you don't want to do this when you're 25 and in your prime, right, and develop that reputation.
That's
right?
true too. Well, Jimmy's kind of done this.
I'm gonna retire if no one else wants me. Like who? Like, you know what I mean? So you have to do it towards the end of your career.
Okay, that actually makes sense. Though we're going to work on it. We've also got a project we're working on. Quick break. More Run It Back on the other side.
Run it back, run it up, run it back, run it up.